Om Shanti, and welcome to Soul to Soul. This is Rose from Glasgow Inner Space, and tonight we're going to, it's an unusual title again, upbeat, uplifting, and then a little added bit which is up, up and away. So we're really looking at how we can lift our energy and use our energy to the full extent. How can I keep myself in a constant upwards movement? Do I have an attitude for learning? And so what would it be like to be consistently generating uplifting thoughts and buoyant and benevolent feelings? Sounds nice. And even if I can simply smile, then we all know this bit, that the body releases endorphins, the feel-good factor in the brain. And if I can smile when I notice that I'm frowning or that I feel a gloomy mood approaching, it may just be enough to boost and to keep me afloat. So it can keep my energy. It just would remind me that I don't have to be gloomy. I can boost my own energy. Perhaps a smile will help me to move past the obstacles and not be swamped by life's problems. Because this is all about energy, our own energy, our life energy, the energy of the soul. And if I can teach myself and look and understand that I can be full and capable, and that I'm not in a constant state of neediness. And so it is easier actually to stay upbeat, to keep myself up rather than let myself sink down. So if I go down, I have to bring myself back up in some way. And if I have habits, which if we look carefully, we'll be able to see, and I make myself dependent on others or something outside for happiness, then I'm making myself weaker. And people might praise me and lift me up for a moment, but in the next breath I am then let down, because it's like, where's the praise? What happened there? Where's my praise? You think of that. And then I may feel downhearted again, low. So we're looking at our inner feelings of dignity. We have amazing feelings of inner dignity that come when I start to experience a bit of emotional stability and independence. We all want to be free. We love the feeling and the thought and the words of freedom. And actually it is very easy, because the key to acquiring enough power back into the soul to stabilize the self and begin the upward journey, the key is silence. We must all have had moments when it was such a relief. Not to have to communicate for a while, to just go into stillness. The upbeat, spiritual, pure feelings of peace and love come through silence. And if I think positive, positive creates positive, because even if we can't see it, because our energy is invisible, but the results can be felt. If I think positive, then whoever I'm with, there'll be something positive that will come back, even if I don't see it, even if they don't show it. But smiles, we do know this, smiles generate smiles. Some people smile back, they don't know why you're smiling, but they'll smile back. These are rules of energy, and uplifting thoughts create more uplifting thoughts. So when I learn more about the soul, I can understand deep aspects about how happiness is my natural nature. I'm meant to be happy. That's why we get sad, because something's missing. And we try to fill the void with physical things to make me happy. We know these are habits, and temporarily we feel that's what I want, this is how it is, I feel good about that, this is great. But we know that it doesn't stay. So when I learn more about the soul, I can understand the deep aspects about how happiness is my natural nature. And the now, not the past, not the future, but the now, is the time to release that on a long and adventurous journey. We've climbed down off our seat of self-respect. And meditation will show me how to reclaim my seat of high self-esteem, but also how I can stay there. So start with keeping everything simple. Start with a smile. Not difficult, is it? And listen to things that are uplifting. Uplifting words, uplifting songs. And keep good company, positive company. There's a very wonderful spiritual space we can go to in meditation. It's called the soul world. It really is up and away. So I experience letting go of everything that's upsetting and concerning and creating tension. Just to let it go. But what do I do if I let it go? It really is up and away beyond the physical world. And I can take my mind into a space of silence, comfort, and a feeling of total belonging. Try it and see. There's always a safe space for you there, because it's your home, a home of souls. So it's very, very simple that positive creates positive, and smiles generate smiles. Uplifting thoughts create more uplifting thoughts, so keep positive and have faith that you're doing this with your own energy. And when I learn more about the soul, I can understand deep aspects about how happiness is my own natural nature. But you see, I have to create happiness through my thoughts, my words, and my deeds. It doesn't just come like a physical possession I can buy and I can own it and I can sit it down in front of me. But happiness, I have to create that energy myself. And so this is the time to realize that I've climbed down back off the seat of losing my self-respect and back onto the seat of learning about my own self-respect. I become self-aware. And I can do this through meditation. I can reclaim my seat of high self-esteem and how I can stay there. So, to practice looking at myself inside, how do I feel? How do I really feel? How do I value myself? Because inside I'll see that I'm really rather a nice person. I have many, many good qualities, but I haven't looked. So to simply start with a smile. Smile is an amazing energy. Start to create for yourself with your own mind uplifting words. Start to be that positive company for others. And think about that wonderful spiritual space that you can go to and return again and again. There's a place of light, up, outward, the home of all souls, where we have come from, and where we will actually return. So it's good to visit. Now, from time to time, get used to how it is. Get used to the silence. Because silence is our power. So I can go to the soul world, beyond the physical world. I can take my mind into a space of silence, comfort, and a feeling of everything's okay. Totally belonging. This is where I've come from. This is why I was feeling uncomfortable. We have to live our lives. We can't get rid of the physical aspect of our being at this moment in time. But I need to understand how it all fits together. And I can make my mind into a space of silence, comfort. So we have to try this, experiment with this, and just see that that safe place also belongs to me. There is a special space in that safe place that is especially for me, because it is my home. So when I look outside for something to make me happy and people praise me and lift me up for a moment, but then I get used to that praise, and then I wonder why they're not praising me. And I can feel a bit sad, like, what's happened? What have I done? It's just people don't have the energy to keep on uplifting and praising other people. So we have to get our independence and start to experience a bit of emotional stability. And the method for this is silence. So I have to make bargain with myself to do my best to accumulate some of that power of silence back into myself, because this is the power of the soul. This is my energy. It's the silence that allows me to feel happy. it's the silence that makes me feel okay about all the complications and the difficult things that might come to me. So, silence, every time I go into silence, I am remembering I am the energy, the soul. So to begin the upwards journey and experience the feelings of peace and love, and take my mind into a space of silence, of comfort and a feeling of this is okay. I do feel belonging. At first I may feel simply that I'm understanding myself, I'm belonging more to myself, I'm reclaiming myself for myself. So watch our words and start with a smile and keep positive company and also be the positive company for others around us. And learn more and more about the soul. And then I can understand deeper and deeper aspects about how happiness is my natural nature. It's the nature for expressing. It's the nature of I, the soul. And I deserve to feel this internal happiness. Om Shanti.
From the title of the topic, upbeat, uplifting, up and away, and then everything that you said, I can see that in the world, maybe people think of upbeat, uplifting as excitement, but you're unpacking that real happiness, it's quite different to excitement. It's almost like excitement is disturbance. Did you say something about that?
If I get too excited with physical things, then it is disturbance, it's peacelessness. When I'm dependent on the physical things in a dramatic way, and I may have that excitement and that physical happiness, but very soon I will feel a bit depressed and not very happy and a bit down. Whereby when I start to learn that this feeling of well-being can come from stillness, I'll see that I can feel what we might call enthusiasm, even intoxication, warm feelings, feelings of self-worth. And so it's far, far more valuable to me than that sort of hype of about happiness, that I was pleasing others and they were happy with me for 5 minutes and then they kind of neglected me and I wasn't quite so feeling great at that point in time. So it's almost like I get put on a kind of trigger of going up and down according to how others treat me. They treat me nice, I feel good, they treat me, forget me, or they're a bit careless with me, and then I blame them for my happiness. But my happiness is absolutely to do with me, it's not to do with them. Raj Yoga shows me how to make myself responsible for my own happiness. Okay?
You spoke about, in meditation, going to a space of stillness and silence. You called it the soul world, and it can feel comfortable and like home. sounds beautiful. Could you say something more about that, about how to practice in meditation?
Well, some of the first lessons in Raj Yoga is that we're souls, and we come from a world of souls, a world of light, which is out and above and away, far beyond the physical. And we left there a while back, and when we came down we were full of peace, and peace was like our treasure, and that peace allowed us to dance and sing and have a lovely time. But then, because we became disturbed, slowly we lost that power. It turned into feeling dependent on outside things and others. And so because of that, we start to lose our energy, because we don't focus inside and we focus outside, and we become more and more deprived of our inner power and our inner happiness. So when I remember a place that has no physical things to offer me, nothing physical, there's no flashing lights or sideshows or bunches of flowers or anything like that, it's just a place of peace. So even if I can try and imagine somewhere like that, that I can just think beyond my physical life. Obviously, when I come out of meditation, I'll get back onto my physical life, but it's to be hoped that I'll have a bit more strength, and I won't feel so dependent on others making me happy, but I'll begin to create happiness for myself.
And what you're describing about silence being the energy that is the foundation of everything the soul needs to live a life in the physical world, I would guess that most people are quite short on silence. So do you think people are running low on energy, and what are the signs of that?
The signs of that are when you look out into the world today. There's so many fights and illnesses and depressions and all sorts of things happening. Bodies are having all sorts of illnesses they never had before, and we're automatically looking outside for the cure. And fine, there's nothing wrong with looking for something physical that might help on the journey, but the real cure is to fill yourself with peace. And you've got more chance of having the strength to face whatever's in front of you and bring some form of a feeling of well-being inside, despite whatever is happening out there. And we may think there's a lot happening, but there'll be even more happening in the future. It's not going to get better, that's the good news. And I think we do know that. It's going to get very tricky. So we need our inner power back up and running, and I need to start to take responsibility for myself and keep myself okay and calm under as many situations as possible.
So silence and the soul. I can go to the soul world. So what would you say would be a good kind of slogan or phrase just to really keep to the front of my mind this week?
That I am the most beautiful, powerful, radiant, peaceful, loving energy in the center of my own forehead. And I'm the one that lives my own life. And I can make that life many times more comfortable by remembering that I am the soul. Om Shanti. I think we'll have a minute of meditation. Om Shanti. So focusing on the centre of the forehead, I am a being of light. As a being of light, I have no physical possessions. I am originally not dependent on the physical. I've been taught to become dependent on the physical, and I've lost my personal freedom. Raj Yoga enables me to regain my freedom. I'm a soul. I need to live my life, but to use my thoughts in a very healthy way for myself, and to teach myself not to be upset by the behavior of myself and others in body consciousness. I, the soul, am a being of energy, and nothing belongs to me. I try so hard to make everything belong to me. I am a soul, a being of light, a tiny point of living spiritual energy, and I, the soul. I come from a world of light, and when the time is correct, I will return to my home of light.